It was the Christmas season, and the streets were glowing with colorful lights. Everyone in the city was excited about the Santa shows happening around town. Toby, a kitten, was especially excited. Last year, he missed the Santa show because he was very sick, but this year, he was determined not to let anything stop him from going. Toby lived with his mother, Lolly, in a small but cozy home. One evening, when Lolly returned from work, Toby bounced up to her looking happy. Over dinner, he reminded her, "Mom, don't forget to book the Santa show. It has to be the best one ever." Lolly smiled at her son's excitement and agreed to help him. Later that night, they sat together with their laptop, scrolling through the internet to find the best-rated Santa show in the city. After looking at reviews and pictures, they picked one and booked tickets. It was scheduled for a morning slot, and Toby could barely wait for the big day. Finally, the day arrived. Toby woke up early, brushing his whiskers and getting dressed in his best sweater. But just as Lolly was packing a small bag for the trip, she received an email. Her ears twitched as she read it. "The Santa show has been rescheduled to tonight," the email said. Lolly sighed and shook her head. This doesn't feel right, she thought. Who changes a show at the last minute? She turned to Toby and explained the situation. "I don't think we should go, Toby. It's not normal to change plans like this." But Toby's big green eyes filled with tears. "Please, Mom. I've been waiting all year. Last year I missed it, remember?" Lolly's heart melted. She couldn't say no. "All right," she said softly. "We'll give it a try. But you have to promise to stay close to me." That evening, they arrived at the Santa show venue. The place was dimly lit and not as cheerful as the pictures had shown online. Lolly's tail flicked nervously as she looked around. Something felt off. But Toby, excited to meet Santa, quickly ran off to join the other kittens. "Stay close, Toby," Lolly called after him. But he was already mixing with the group of kittens, laughing and playing. Soon, some of the other mothers came over to talk to Lolly. They stood in a corner, chatting about their holiday plans. A staff member told the parents they would be taken to another room to relax while the kittens enjoyed the show. The kittens were thrilled when Santa finally appeared. He was dressed in red, with a long white beard. Each kitten received a gift. Toby ran up to Santa, eager to sit on his lap. But when Toby climbed onto Santa's lap, he noticed something strange. Santa's hand was sticky and dark. Was that blood? His heart raced as he looked up at Santa's face. The beard was fake, and beneath it was a terrifying, twisted face with sharp teeth and glowing red eyes. Toby screamed, jumping off Santa's lap. The other kittens turned to look and gasped in horror. Santa wasn't Santa at all, he was a monster. Suddenly, more Santas appeared from the shadows, each one just as terrifying. The kittens screamed and ran in all directions, crying for help. The fake Santas chased them, some wielding sharp claws that scratched and wounded the frightened kittens. Meanwhile, in the locked parents' room, the mothers and fathers could hear the screams of their children. They banged on the door, shouting for help, but no one came. Suddenly, there was a loud explosion. The room shook, and the parents were gone in an instant. Back in the main hall, Toby ran as fast as his little legs could carry him. He looked back to see one of the Santas chasing him, its sharp teeth glinting in the dim light. "Help! Somebody, please help!" Toby cried, but there was no one to hear him. Just when it seemed like there was no escape, flashing blue and red lights filled the room. The police had arrived. They stormed the building, and after a chaotic rescue operation, they managed to stop the Santas. When the dust settled, the other kittens and the parents were gone. Only a few of them were alive. Sitting in a police car, Toby couldn't stop crying. He blamed himself for insisting on going to the show. "If only I had listened to Mom," he whispered. With no family left, they were taken to an orphanage. Christmas no longer felt magical to him, and he made a promise to himself. He would never go to a Santa show again. From that day on, Christmas and Santa show became a bittersweet memory for Toby. He learned the hard way that not everything that looks fun is safe, and he would always carry the scars of that terrifying night.
What was